Hello, everyone, and welcome. I apologize for my lateness, but this is apparently what happens when I don't broadcast for a couple of weeks. My third party live streaming app decides to not work with me and decided to unlink from the Tube of You, my Tube of You channel. So if you are watching this, thank you so much for watching this. You are probably watching this on the Book of Face, and I will take this broadcast, download it, and upload it to the Tube of You later because I can't. I can't right now. No, Mercury is not in retrograde. It's not. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't want to know. I'm really annoyed right now. So anyway, tonight's topic, I think we're going to revisit one of our past episodes on the summer solstice because it is the summer solstice today, the day of our broadcast. So I figured we would look a little bit out at that past episode, look at different ways to celebrate this, both spiritually, witchily, and secularly, if you want to. So I will be right back in about 20 seconds. I don't know. Can you tell that I'm fantastically annoyed right now with technology? I am. I really am. So, welcome everybody to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because, yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. So, like I was saying before our little intro splash video, we are talking a little bit about the summer solstice tonight and revisiting a past episode from our Sabbat series of episodes. So let me pull that up to make sure that is copacetic. I swear to goodness, technology has not been on my side today. I feel like everything was fine until about 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago when I was trying to set up this live, and then everything went kaflooey, and it was just very frustrating. Logging in, logging back out, logging in again, wanting to shake my laptop strongly to get it to work or throw it out the window. So I thank you for your patience, and I thank you for allowing me the time off to go to the Pink Picnic last week, which was wonderful. Got to spend time with Gala and made some new friends, enjoyed the beautiful weather because it was really beautiful. And it was like certainly a change of pace because originally it was supposed to be planned for Saturday and the weather was supposed to be crappy and rainy all day long. So we switched it around to Friday the 13th. And it ended up being really wonderful. And it revealed to us a new spot in the city to go. So Mr. Tarot by Hilary came with me, of course. And then we kind of made a date night out of it. So it was really nice. And I thank you all, your patience, for letting me have the week off from this live stream. But now this is like the universe's sign for me to be more consistent with my live stream. Otherwise, I have to fight with my third party software every single time, and download and then re-upload to the Tube of You, which is exactly the reason why I have this third party software to begin with. Anyway, you guys don't want to hear it. It's fine. So a couple of housekeeping things. We did record another episode of Card Slingers Coast to Coast. The most recent episode came out last week, I believe, and that was episode 127. I think at the time that we posted it, we might have labeled it incorrectly and skipped over 127 to 128. It is indeed episode 127. So JB has made that correction, and also our new rainbow-tastic logo has gone live, in honor of Pride and the fact that the three of us are not exactly straight altogether. So yeah, the newest episode is about the Four of Cups, episode 127. I'm not dancing to that with the Four of Cups. So I hope you enjoy it, and let me know if you have any questions, and also let me know if you have any questions that you want us to answer in a future podcast episode as well, because we're happy to do that, and we are so grateful for all of our listeners. Whether you're just joining us new or whether you've been with us from the beginning, we thank you for listening to our little podcast that could. Okay, let's move into astrology from Teresa Reed from her wonderful Astro Biz Digest, on astrology in layman's terms, straight to your email inbox. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I have found it to be incredibly helpful in planning my professional life as a tarot reader and my personal life. So if you want to get a copy for yourself, thetarolady.com/astrobiz digest. It's up on screen right now, and it's also dropped into the chat as well. So this is one of the three pillars of the episode. We start off with astrology. We will do the mid-episode reading, in which one lucky viewer wins a free 3-card reading with me live on the broadcast. And then we finish up with the weekend forecast, in which I pick an oracle card or tarot card. Usually I will go with an oracle card, and I have pulled the Citadel Oracle for tonight's episode, just to change things up a little bit, because most of the time, you know me, I go for the Starseed Oracle or the Work Your Light Oracle. And I don't know, I just thought we needed a change of pace with the Citadel Oracle. So that's the plans for tonight's episode. And yeah, so let's do astrology, and then we will revisit, I believe it would be Litha, which is the name for the summer solstice. So this week we have 3 major happenings, the week of June 16th to the 22nd. First things first, Mars entered Virgo on the 17th. So that was 3 days ago. This is your best transit for editing. And it remains until August 6th. So you have time. If you need to trim the fat from a writing project or budget, you've got until August 6th to create divine order. Mars in Virgo prizes efficiency. Look for ways to streamline your work. Is there a faster, smarter route? You can find that now. Also, organize your office. A thorough declutter and deep clean will have you moving into summer like a boss. Guard against perfectionism, windy criticism, and staying up all night fretting about stupid shit. Next, this was 2 days ago, and it's been a doozy, and I think this is the biggest astrological fuckery this week. Jupiter squaring Neptune on the 18th. It's been a doozy. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm so glad that you made it. Long time no see. I know. Thank you guys for your patience. And letting me do my thing. It seems like every Friday I had something coming up. So I thank you guys. And I'm back. And we're going to be a little bit more consistent with the live stream, because otherwise I have to figure things out from scratch with my streaming streaming app, more live streaming app. So anyway, I'm gonna blame Jupiter squaring Neptune for pretty much everything. So if you need to travel, exercise caution. Delays could happen, so you should keep your schedule as loose as possible. This day can also bring deception, as in gaslighting clients and peers, or a news cycle filled with disinformation. Be sure to look for facts before making a power move. Also, watch your own tendency to exaggerate. If you cannot do it, don't make a promise. Under promise and over deliver. Comfort is queen when the sun enters Cancer on the 20th. So that's today, guys. Take good care of your clients and employees. Do what you can to ensure everyone gets what they need. Make time for small gatherings, deep conversations, and customer appreciation. Folks might be more emotional than usual, so it's important not to take things too personally. That's hard, guys. I know. I know. But every time anyone says to me, "Don't take it personally," I'm just like, it makes me madder. A cool but sensitive head will prevail. The sun zips into Leo on July 22nd, so we are in Cancer season for all of my Cancer friends. Hello, I see you. My sister is sun sign Cancer, so we'll be celebrating her birthday this weekend. All right. So are we ready for the nitty gritty for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Give me a hell yeah in the chats. I know you guys are here. Yeah, Stephanie says, "Oh, I've been super busy too. Life is lifing lately." Yes, it sure is. And we had let's see. Today especially, I was very busy. I had a Zoom reading with a regular client this morning. Then I had Card Slingers recording. Then I had our Insta reads over on Instagram, me and Melissa. And we didn't do many. I think we only did like one. And we were doing that in support of Trans Lifeline. So any proceeds that we did today went towards Trans Lifeline, and I matched. So I believe it was one reading for $20, and then I matched it by also sending $20 to Melissa, who is then going to donate to Trans Lifeline in everybody's honor. And it was just one thing that we wanted to do today, because there's just been stuff going on in the news cycle that's just been made us feel really helpless and really angry and really impotent. And so we decided let's do that today and put the money towards that today, because that's important. So Fran's here as well. Hello to Fran. Stephanie says, "Darn, I'm sorry I missed it." It was very quick. I don't think we were even a half hour in length, and I believe Melissa saved that one, so it's on her Instagram at Melissa Sanova. So you can check it out. You can check out the replay. But we try and do it every Friday after we record Card Slingers. We try and do Insta reads over on her Instagram, and then I join in right afterwards. After she starts the live, and we both do readings, short readings for people. So yeah, check it out. So my Fridays are packed by design, but today was especially jam-packy. And then I had therapy, and then we went grocery shopping, and now I'm here. All right. So continuing the astrology, the nitty-gritty for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday morning finds the moon square Mercury at 6:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, an aspect associated with bad news and frustrating conversations. Stay in bed. Business can wait. The energy clears 2 hours later, leaving you free to launch, take business risks, and blaze trails. The moon gallops into Taurus at 9:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that we're not there yet. It's in about 2 more hours. Divine timing for creative work, meetings over dinner, beautifying the office, or investing in your business. It's also lovely for a long weekend with your favorite business besties, especially once the sun enters Cancer at 10:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or which we've already talked about. So today, Friday, June 20th, the summer solstice, is a power day for Aries and a weekday for Libra. So that's also making me feel very accomplished, even though my technology is you know boo boo nannying me in the face a little bit with the live stream. It's still, I feel very accomplished today. I feel like I got a lot of stuff done today, and I'm going to continue to do stuff. So, ah, all right. So, Saturday. Saturday is clear as a bell. Use this day to make art, network over luxe meals, or pampering sessions. That's it. That's it for Saturday, guys. That's how clear it is. It's just two sentences in the Astrobiz Digest this week. Now, Sunday. Sunday starts off with a jolt of energy when Mars sextiles Jupiter at 6:32 a.m. This aspect is fantastic for physical activity, business travel, high energy meetings, or any work that requires big time energy. It's yours for 3 days, so enjoy it. Send out calming newsletters when the moon sextiles Mercury at 1:44 p.m. If the world is a hot mess, and it is, your subscribers might appreciate a little chill inspiration. Debbie Downer alert, the Sun Saturn square at 2:36 p.m. lowers vitality and brings out the whiny aggressive types. Ew. Keep your boundaries intact. Don't let those energy vamps steal your joy. It's here for 24 hours, so protect your energy well into Monday as well. The moon slips into Gemini at 10:57 p.m., wrapping up the week on a friendly note. Late night conversations with like-minded people and end your weekend beautifully. Both days, Saturday and Sunday, are power days for Taurus and weekdays for Scorpio. Now, at this time, I usually open up the floor to any questions about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Is there an astrological why? And I will take a peek at the Astrobiz Digest and let you know. If your Wednesday was full of fuckery, we now know why that was. Wednesday, wait, wasn't it? Jupiter Neptune square, 11:16 p.m. That sucked. That sucked donkey balls. So, yes, Stephanie, go to Costco early on Sunday. Got it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Maybe not so much Saturday, even though astrologically it is clear. If you have to go to Costco, go early on Sunday at the latest. Last week when we were in the city on Friday, Mr. Terror by Hilary had enough, and he was just like, I'm done peopling. Like, I'm done. Like, he hit a wall on peopling. And he was just like, yep, no, time to go home. So I would say it's kind of like that kind of vibe for Sunday. Like once you hit that, I'm done, like you're done. It's like the law of diminishing returns on peopling. Uh, any other questions before we get into the main crux of tonight's episode? Yes, no, maybe so. And hopefully by this time next week, I'll have figured out how to sync back in my Tube of You account so I can simulcast to both places. Stephanie says, I adopted a new kitty on Wednesday, and now I'm worried that it was a bad day to do it. I don't think so. I mean, like, as Teresa says all the time when she posts astrological updates, it's just like it's working with the energy rather than against the energy. But sometimes, you can't you just can't delay things, you know? Um, so and also Jupiter squaring Neptune, um, delays, deception, disinformation. That's a news cycle filled with disinformation, because like think about um yeah, no, you're okay. I mean, did you need me to repeat what Jupiter square Neptune means? Because I think you're all right. It's almost like sometimes with the outer planets. Now, don't like astrologers don't come for me. I am not an astrologer to the that degree. I'm really, is Dina here? Dina usually tunes in on YouTube though, so hopefully she finds us on Facebook. If not, you know, she'll watch the replay and correct me, I'm sure. Um, but I feel like with Jupiter, both Jupiter and Neptune, they're outer planets, and because they're outer planets, sometimes the effects the outer planets have are more on the world stage rather than in the microcosms of our lives. That's where I think a lot of like the outer planet energy goes. It's more on the world stage and world events and national events rather than like the day-to-day stuff. I could be absolutely wrong in that, but like that's kind of how I've seen the outer planets play out in my own life. So, and I agree with Fran. There is never a bad day to adopt a pet. I agree. There is there is a dog, there is a woman that fosters dogs, and this dog that eventually got adopted like was a sensation. His name is Tiki. And he's just the cutest thing ever. And so now he's gone to his forever home, and so I'm following him there. I'm, you know, following the new account that was created. But she started fostering a new dog, and his name is Cheesecake. And I am so looking forward to starting the journey again and watching her do the journey again, you know? So I agree with Fran. There's never a bad time to adopt a pet. There's never a bad time to foster. You know, like these animals need us. They absolutely need us, because you know we're their voices, we're their protectors. You know, we're their guardians. Like because they can't protect themselves. You know, and my husband has never been like a huge dog person because he got attacked by a dog when he was younger. So it's been like a long process of like showing him like, oh, you know, not all dogs, not all breeds, you know, like it's usually the humans that raise the dog to be that way or to be aggressive that way. That's who you should really blame, you know. And there's certain dogs that have been winning him over little by little. So I've been showing him Tiki, and there was a part of me that was just like, maybe we're Tiki's forever family. And he was just like, I don't know. That seems like he was a very scared, anxious little dog, and I don't know. It probably would have been too much for us to have as our first dog. So yeah. Yeah, Stephanie says, well, there sure has been a lot of deception and dishonesty on the national front. Yep. Yep. I find it fascinating that Teresa seems to always be on that pulse of political astrology, and like some of her predictions and some of her, you know, musings on like, okay, here's this person's natal chart, and here's how, you know, here's what's going to be happening around this time according to their chart. And I'm just like, oh wow, like sometimes down to the day, sometimes down to the minute. It's been very, very prescient. I'm like, geez. So it's interesting to watch. Oh, Fran says, I have a land hippo. I love land hippos. I love all dogs, all cats. I'm an animal lover. I can't help it. Stephanie says, one of the shelters here that this kitty came from used to be called Dumb Friends because they don't have a voice. they've renamed recently, since that term isn't really the vernacular now. Yes, like for example, usually during Samhain, during Halloween, we'll do a dumb supper, and that doesn't mean dumb as in stupid. That means like a silent supper, where we cook our mighty dead's favorite foods and drinks, and we eat, and then we set a place at the table for them, um, and we eat those different foods, and then we sit in silence and eat, and kind of await any messages that they want to pass on to us. So dumb as in mute, dumb as in not speaking. Mm-hmm. Oh, Fran says your land hippo picked you. Aww. Oh, new kitty is 25 pounds, so he's quite a hippo too. Oh my god, I love it. I love all the aminals. All of them. Give them all to me. show me pictures. I need all the aminals all the time. I follow more animals on social media than I do people. It's kind of ridiculous, but that's just me. All right, so in celebration of the summer solstice, let us revisit one of our Sabbat series episodes. And I am going to close out that tabby tab and hope that the tube of you will at least allow me to show media from there. If not, it's going to be a damn short episode. All right, so Sabbat series by Hilary. View full playlist. Thank you. So we have all 8 Sabbats in the Wheel of the Year. I did this over a year's time, maybe more. Yeah, Stephanie said, I don't think they'll let me comment a photo, so I'll DM later. Thank you. DM me the photos of your aminals, please. So the Sabbat series is something that I recorded and did live streams on over the course of a year, maybe a year and a half. And there are some episodes that I did twice for some reason, and some episodes that I never got around to doing until much, much later. Like for some reason, I don't think I ever I stalled on doing the autumn equinox episode. I don't know why. So we have all 8 Sabbats in the Wheel of the Year, some more than others. This playlist is in order of the celebration during the year, starting with Samhain, the witch's new year, and ending with autumn equinox. So we are, there was for some reason, I recorded 3 Yule workshops, winter solstice. Actually, no, is it 4? I don't know why. But at least one of everything else, or if not 2. So Litha, gosh, I did that 4 years ago. Wow. All right. Let's see. See to play the share. Copy. All right. Let's see if I can pull this up. Media. And that's not it. Well, it used to let me do this. Are you kidding me? Huh. Hold, please. Well, I mean, I could do it this way. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it this way. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one, guys. So Fran's saying there's something funky with media today. I mean, like, I don't know when you tuned in, but this this live stream started late because for some reason my tube of you was not hooking up with my third party app. So I am only streaming to the Book of Face tonight because I could not figure out how to rehook it back up to my tube of you. It just kept on buffering. So I don't know what's going on, guys. It also used to allow me to just put in a link, like a tube of you link, and it would load that way. And now it doesn't let me do that. I'm not sure why. So I can share it this way. Let's see. Boop. Oh, that's nice, Fran. Took me 17 tries to verify a pickup order for this afternoon. Lovely. All right, so you guys will have to let me know if you can hear the audio. Hopefully you can, but I have moved the needle to and skipped over the astrology from that particular episode on Letha, the summer solstice. Hopefully this will work. Let's take a listen to Past Hilary. And this was recorded, I think it was recorded like 4 years ago. Could be wrong about that. But let's listen in, shall we? I don't know what you want from me right now. I'm kind of, what's going on? So, yeah. Okay. Jen says, I missed if there's any power or weekdays for Leo, Scorpio, or Aries for this weekend. Yes, you did miss it. So Sunday is a power day for Scorpio, and today and Saturday are weekdays for Aries. So there you go. Thanks for asking. That was something that I didn't even have to look it up because I said it a couple of times. And also, being an Aries, I'm very aware. I'm very aware of what my power days are and my weekdays are. I'm just like, come on, no way, Mace, no way, Mace. Damn it. So, all right, we are moving on to... Can you show it? Not that we need to really show it. It's over on the sidebar here. Letha, the summer solstice, right? Mm-hmm. You're welcome, Jen. Thank you. Mm-hmm. If you're feeling it, then your instincts are correct. Yes. Everyone hearing that? Okay. Sound good? See, I had my seltzer right in front of me. And now I'm going to put it back down on my side table because I don't want to knock it over. Because that's entirely something that could definitely happen during Mercury retrograde. Clumsiness. I just feel much clumsier as well. Okay, so I am going to cite from 2 different books here. This is not an indication that you need to buy both books, but if you want to, that's totally fine. And all of my workshops are not the final word on these subjects. These are just a taste of the different topics that you want to learn about. And if it compels you to do more research on the subject, so much the better. That's something that I really encourage. That's what I want people to do, especially because I have my perspective, and just doing this from this platform, obviously it's going to be my opinion. So And your mileage may vary with my opinions or my experience of the tarot or different pagan topics or, different divination tools even. So take what works. Just want to check that everyone can hear that, right? Everyone's hearing good quality audio, etc. And Kathy is here. Hello to Kathy. So really quickly, we're revisiting Letha, the summer solstice episode from the Sabbat series that I've recorded previous live stream. So what works for you and leave the rest, right? So past episodes of the Sabbat series, we have been doing this since I think Yule. And I started the Sabbat series not intentionally, not even thinking or realizing that this was going to be a series of episodes, because I started doing this based on, like I said before, popular demand. People requested this particular topic of the different pagan high holidays and wanting to learn more about it. And then a couple months later, like, where's your ministerial focus? What are you going to be doing to teach the community? And since everything's been online lately anyway, why not continue to do this, especially when people are requesting that information already in something that I already do? So we started this with Yule. I believe I did an episode on Imbolc. I think I might not have done an episode on Imbolc. Maybe I did. Can't quite remember, but I know I did one on Yule, and I know I did one on Ostara. I think Ostara was the more official start to the Sabbat series, though I'm aiming to do all of them, all 8. So so we'll talk a little bit about the holiday in general, and then people have already also asked me in previous episodes, what do you do specifically? What are some of the things that you do? What are some of the rituals that you do, or the foods that you eat, or how do you dress? How do you celebrate? So I can definitely talk very specifically about Letha, because I have a history with the covens that I've worked with before and the covens that I've been in before. And we're actually revisiting a ritual that we did when the coven that I'm currently in first formed, with my best friend, who is the high priestess of that coven, and I'm her right-hand person, her coven maiden. And so we're going back to not necessarily to the archives, but this was a ritual that we did, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, which is insane to me. But we're going back to that and not necessarily doing the same thing, but we're using that as a focal point for what we're going to do tomorrow in public ritual. And I've learned over the years, when you're asked to do a public ritual with people that you don't magically work with regularly, or sometimes have never worked with before, strangers basically, the more simple you can make the ritual, the more powerful the ritual will be. You don't need to be fancy about it. You don't need to be, you don't need to have the right words necessarily even. And that's something that I've struggled with for a very long time, is speaking from the heart during ritual or in a ritual space. Now, is there a place for specific words and incantations? Absolutely, certainly. But do all rituals call for that? No. Hopefully that makes sense to people. If I'm not explaining myself well, I'm going to blame Mercury retrograde, and you can absolutely ask for some clarification in the comments or in the chat, and I can answer your questions in real time. Anyway, let's go to the overarching themes of Letha and what it represents, what the summer solstice represents. And then we'll get into more of the specifics. Okay, so let me start with the real witch's craft, magical techniques and guidance for a full year of practicing the craft. So this is a very Sabbath focused book by Kate West. And I have bookmarked the Sabbats. We've talked a little bit about the Sabbats and what they represent before, but let me go ahead and say it again. Introduction to the Sabbats. For those of you that this might be your first episode that you're seeing, you can totally go back to different episodes as you need them. So the Sabbats are seasonal festivals, and you may have well been advised that they were times of celebration rather than for working of magic. However, there are strong energies connected to Sabbats, which can be also incorporated into spells and magic. So, do you necessarily have to do magic on the summer solstice? Like, no, you don't have to cast a spell on the summer solstice in order to celebrate the summer solstice. You can just celebrate the summer solstice without having a magical intention or a specific spell that you want to cast. However, because these are usually potent times, the author is kind of recommending, like, hey, if you need some potent energy, maybe you do want to cast a spell during the summer solstice. Having said that, many witches prefer to keep their Sabbats as times of renewal and reflection, only working magic at them when it's really essential. So, like, hey, if you've already got something in your mind that you want to do or a spell that you want to cast, go for it. However, most of the time, these are celebrations. So, Sabbats are divided into two groups, the major Sabbats and the minor ones. So, according to this book, again, your mileage may vary. This is considered a minor Sabbat. The summer solstice, the spring and autumn equinoxes, and the winter and summer solstices are considered minor Sabbats, while the major Sabbats are considered Samhain, Imbolc, Beltane, and Lunasa. So, again, your mileage may vary. This is considered a minor. I like to honor each of the 8 in turn, and I don't really have a hierarchy for them usually. I don't. I celebrate all 8 of them. So the former are linked to the agricultural cycle and would originally have been timed by events in nature. And then the latter are associated with the movements of the earth around the sun. And while they've been given set dates, if you intend to use them for magical purposes, it is better to seek their actual timing. Like, for example, tomorrow we will be doing a Litha celebration in conjunction with a celebration that another group is doing. So there's going to be like an outdoor festival with vendors, spaced camp, that sort of thing. So if the timing was just like it falls on the Saturday, so Saturday is when people are more likely to show up than a Sunday when they might have to get back to work the next day. So technically speaking, I believe the summer solstice is Sunday. This Sunday. So in this case, it's June 20th. However, we will be celebrating with our coven tomorrow, June 19th. Makes sense to everybody? Anybody lost right now or have any questions? Go ahead, type it in the chat. I will get to it at the end. Or, if I don't already teach it or if I don't already mention it, I will get to it at the end. Okay, so according to this book, it usually falls on June 21st. The summer solstice, this marks the moment where the lengthening days and shortening nights give way to shortening days and lengthening nights. The height of the sun's energy can be used in spells for energy, vitality, and renewal, and to reinforce long-term spells for health and prosperity. So summer solstice, really quick, and again, I will get to more personal practices and what I do with my coven in a second. We usually honor and revere the sun, and we'll usually call through a thread of a sun goddess or a sun god during ritual, and ask for messages from them and ask for blessings from them. And I believe the ritual that we're doing tomorrow, we will be consecrating some talismans with solar energy that we'll put on our altar for that particular ritual. I swear there's more to this. So let me check if there's more notes here, more in-depth notes for Litha, the summer solstice. Yep, so summer is the time of ripening, of longer days and shorter nights. Fruits and grains grow and young animals learn independence. Despite, or more likely because, of the longer days and greater warmth, this is not a time of great energy, but rather a time of development and consolidation. Spells for growth and development work well at this time. Work for harmony and understanding within the circle of your friends and family. And that's actually really good advice, especially because Mercury's in retrograde right now, folks. I would also say, if you're looking to celebrate and you're not able to celebrate tomorrow, Sunday is fine too, and actually maybe even better, because then you have the planetary energy of sun day to really, I don't know, boost that sun energy. So I'm going to stop that here. And I'm going to go ahead and hide that for right now. So I want to take a break because I think in that particular Sabbat Series episode on Letha, there's two main books that I cite in that episode. It's The Real Witch's Craft by Kate West, which I already dropped into the chat and also displayed. So if you want to check that out, you can. And the link is actually to my bookshop shop. So it is an affiliate link. So I might, if you happen to make a purchase through bookshop through that link, I might get a small tithing for recommending it. So just to let you know, be transparent about it. And then the other book that I recommend, I believe, is called Craft, and that is by Gabriella Herstick, but it is known in paperback and in the United States as Inner Witch. So don't be fooled if I happen to recommend it or if I show that link as we get further on into the episode. It is the same book. I just wanted the UK version because the hardcover is prettier. Yes, I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but the hardcover is definitely prettier in that instance. Anyway, so let us stop right there and do the mid-episode reading, in which one lucky viewer can win a free 3-card tarot reading with me live on the broadcast. So snake, lottery jar, countdown, and the normal keyword in this case, it's going to be tarot. So type the word tarot, TAROT, into the chat, and you will be automatically placed into the lovely lottery jar right over here. And we will pull a winner in 3.5 minutes. And if no one participates, then we will just move on to the rest of the episode. And I would love to know if you celebrate the summer solstice or Litha and how you celebrate. Because we do have some OGs here. All right, Stephanie is submitted. Cool beans. Because some of you might have seen that episode before in which I had blonde hair. Notice. This is present day now, June 20th of 2025. Hilary has her regular hair color going on here. It looked the same. I looked the same. And then my head turned and I saw that long ponytail of like red, rosy, blondish hair. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that's my grown out dye job. Okay. I'm gonna assume, by the way, that you all were able to see and hear, and everything was fine, and you all were just quiet because you were taking notes or you know paying rapt attention to the previous episode. And I do remember that the ritual that I was referencing very, very vividly. And there's certain, and I probably do go into specifics after I've done my recitations from my sources. But we have a particular sunflower crown that we use for every summer solstice ritual for every Letha as the years go on. And I think I mentioned this in that episode, and I think I've mentioned this before when I talk about magic and spell work and ritual. If you use the same physical items or the same words every single time you're celebrating, it adds to the power of the ritual. You're building a collective power with every time you use that particular athame or that sunflower headdress or that particular veil, or that piece of jewelry. It all adds to the collective power, both of the group that you're working with and also the people that you gather with every single year, every single time you do that ritual. Make sense to everybody? Like, consistency is power. Using those items consistently builds power. So, um, thank you for listening to my TED talk on building power with the same ritual items and the same wording. So it looks like Stephanie is our winner because she's the only one that put in for the jar, because you all are so wonderfully generous. And if you had a mid-episode reading before, you usually make the way for someone that maybe hasn't won it as recently in the past to allow for that. So I thank you all for being so generous of spirit. So Stephanie, please go ahead and put your question into the chat, and I will pull 3 cards for you. If you happen to have a particular tarot deck that you would like me to read from you from, put that into the chat too with your question. Otherwise, I am going to pull from the Reflective Tarot, which is basically a mini version of the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, with kind of iridescent shininess. And yes, last week I brought this deck to the pink picnic that I went to. So, Not weekend forecast. Mid-episode rating. Thank you. There we go. There we go. And just a reminder, we do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, within reason. I know I've been busy lately. I am going to try and be more consistent about our live shows. Friday nights, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hopefully by next Friday, I will have the Tube of You stream back up and running. Because, man. All right. So Stephanie's question. Well, the reason we got a new kitty is because we recently lost a beloved one. Oh, I'm sorry. So I guess I'm just looking for closure or maybe a message about my dear Bing. Whatever deck might be good for animals. Yeah. I'm going to actually, you know what? I'm going to grab the Meraki. The Meraki Tarot is very animal nature centered. So give me a second and I'll grab that. And I will probably pull an oracle card for you from the affirmation deck, from the Super Attractor affirmation deck, in order to bring closure to the reading as well. So I will be right back. I shall return with the Meraki Tarot. The beautiful Meraki Tarot, second edition. I'm not sure if I did an unboxing on this. Did I? I might have. I'll have to look. Yeah. Stephanie says, thank you. The Meraki would be perfect. You got it. And also the Meraki, like I think I had to have done an unboxing for the Meraki because I keep on saying one of my favorite things about the Meraki, besides it being a absolutely Meraki, besides it being an absolutely beautiful deck, I love that they incorporated oracle cards into the deck. And I wish more tarot deck creators did that. You see a couple from time to time. Like sometimes you'll see the happy squirrel card added because of the Simpsons. But there are oracle cards within this deck as well. And I don't know, I just like that. I just think it's a nice addition. Well, that's the deep card, and I think you're going to get 4 cards. So the deep card for you, the bottom of the deck, is the Star, and I think that really is a direct message, not just for closure, but a direct message from your departed kitty, because the Star is not just about attainment, not just about wishing on a star. It's about emotional healing as well. And this one is just absolutely gorgeous. So I do have your question in mind, but I'm going to move things down so that you can see the imagery. So it's a little bit dark, but there is this beautiful stag. And the stag's horns are like, the antlers are absolutely humongous, but you can't quite tell because it's so dark and the background of the trees and then the night sky. But it's just this gorgeous depiction of the star. I'm sorry. This is gonna be a hard one, guys. Everyone give a lot of compassion for Stephanie. Not me already crying. Like I know. Like Like, and I don't want to speak out of turn, but it's almost like this cat felt very familiar like to you. It felt like it feels like Bing was more than a cat, more than a beloved pet, even though, that's quite enough, but even more, it just feels more. So, the star card from the guide cards is calm, cleansing, dreams, and fulfillment. Yeah, he was very special. Like, he was it's almost like the stars are also kind of a sign as well to like know that Bing is still looking out for you. Know that there is like magic, there's a touch of guidance, there's a touch of the divine every time you see a sky full of stars, or a beautiful, beautiful like star winking, or even like a star keychain. It's just like feels like look out for the star, because I feel like that's a little like sign or a wink from Bing. So now let me shuffle. Closure and message. Besides all of the messages that you're getting already. Okay. Seven of Pentacles reversed. Three of Wands reversed. The Sun card upright. There was... So if you have that question, especially like looking for closure, it's just like, I think you did right. Like, whatever decisions were made around the passing, you did the right thing. There was no other decision to be made. And it's almost like I was also getting this while I was shuffling. It's just like you did everything right by him. Like, you absolutely did. There was nothing you did wrong. There's no sense of sadness or any, like, on the cat's part. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you did everything that you could, and you did everything right by Bing. And the reason why I say that is not just the star, but also having these reversed cards, like the Seven of Pentacles. It's like little birdies in a nest, but again reversed, where it's just like there was. It's almost like there was no amount of money that you wouldn't have paid. There was nothing that you wouldn't have done for him, and you did, and that's not a failing. Yeah. Yeah, we tried so hard to save him. The vet bills were 7K. We did everything. Yes. Yes. Like look at the little gems in the nest, but knowing that it's reversed, it's just like there wasn't, like, it's not necessarily throwing money at the problem, but it's more like if love could have saved you, you would have been saved 10 times over. It's just hard, you know, because it's just like those bills still need to be paid, even though the cat didn't come home. And having the Seven of Pentacles be reversed, it's just like it's not the outcome that you wanted. And there was no lack of trying. You also have the Three of Wands, which is, quite honestly, I didn't understand why the Three of Wands came up, but this is the reason why I ask, what tarot deck do you want? Because usually the choice of the tarot deck will show something different in the cards that is exactly what is needed. And even though this card is reversed, I want to show you the imagery here. So there is these trees almost, and it's like this bird is about to break the tree line and join the rest of the birds, the rest of the flock up above. So it's a very beautiful card, but it's hard. It's just like, it almost is like I had to go, you know? I had to go. And it's like, though the card is reversed, I don't think it's a negative thing or a bad thing. It was just simply like, you freed my spirit, you know? Even though it's a bird on the card and not a cat, it feels like you allowed me to fly. You freed me. And I'm getting emotional now too. So, and then finally you have the Sun card. And the Sun card is just a card, and it's upright. So it's like having the Star card start this out with the Deep card, and having the Sun card end it is that warmth, those rays, that optimism, that, you know, this new kitten cannot replace Bing, and that was not your intention. But you may find these moments where the kitten does something and it's just like, that's Bing. Like that's like the look or the spirit or the essence. And it's just like, you adopted this kitten not just because of the timing, but it's just like, there was almost like it wasn't an option, you know, like this kitten had to come home with you. So thank you for rescuing this kitten. Thank you for doing that. And also, like, know that that kitten was kind of sent. Sorry, I'm hearing something. Oh, it's my computer. I was hearing like a hissing sound and I'm just like, oh, that's my computer. All right. Um, so, and having the sun be representative of this beautiful kind of like geocentric sun and the dandelion puff, you know, and the kind of like almost impermanence. I just I just think it's just kind of an apt card for you to get for this situation. Yeah, goddess bless the home visit vets that allow you to say goodbye at home. Yeah, yeah. Like if it had to happen, and it did have to happen, the way that it happened could not have been, I guess, a better outcome. Even though that sounds horrible to say it that way, it's just like, you know, but you know what I mean. When, like, with the cards that are coming up and just the energy that I'm feeling, it's just like, it was the most peaceful it could have been. And but know that you did everything that you could. Yeah, I was definitely looking for one that Bang would approve of. Older and from a shelter were a must. The mustache also was a sign. Oh, did Bing also have a mustache? Like, I feel like it was almost like a weird marking, like not just a mustache, but also like almost like a little something over here too. You know, there was one cat, my friend's cat, Lilith, and well, there's Lilith had beautiful markings, and then there was also Matilda. Matilda had almost a marking. It was like a little white patch, but it almost looked like right around here. So it looked like a snaggletooth, but it wasn't a snaggletooth. Yeah, that Three of Wands was beautiful, and I want you, I like that. There's some big cards here. You know, you got the Star card, you've got the Sun card, but really that Three of Wands is the essence of this reading. Oh, he only had half a stash, like he shaved part off. It's so cute. Oh. All right, let me pull an affirmation card for you from Super Attractor. This was the deep card. And then I shuffled and then it came up on top. So this is your card. And the card is: my true safety lies in my capacity to align with the love of the universe. My true safety lies in my ability to align with the love of the universe. I was gonna say a little something about love, that it's just like it's not the point to love this cat the same way you loved Bing, because that's just impossible. It's just not gonna happen. But that's okay. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be a different kitty love. So I hope this reading helped. I know it's difficult, and this is part of the reason why I don't have animals. I love animals, but I do not have one of my own because, I know the phrase, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. But I I love my niece pup. I loved my nephew pup. I have like pieces of my heart, for all of the different animals in my life. So maybe one day, but so thank you, Stephanie, for allowing me to read for you, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable in a public space to be read for. It's an honor and a privilege that I don't take lightly. So thank you. Oh, new kitty is curled up with me now, so he understands the assignments. The past few weeks have been really difficult for a family. Thank you for this reading. You're very, very welcome. New kitty. New kitty. New kitty needs the cuddles. And you need the cuddles from new kitty. All right. Um, and you might want to do something for Bing as well, since it is the summer solstice. You might want to put out um, whatever his favorite treat was, or um, his, like, if he's like I'm just picturing like a saucer of milk, but or a saucer of cream, like the stereotypical thing that a cat might like. But Bing was an unusual soul, so it's quite possible that that was not his thing. But maybe put a little bit out on the windowsill, or a space, um, and just give that as like an offering to his spirit, and thank him for you know being with you and supporting you in your life for as long as he did. You know. Okay, I'm all right. Sending you lots of love, Stephanie, as I know everybody else is as well. All right, let's move on to the second half of our episode about Letha and the summer solstice. And let me see if I can switch off the comet snake there. Um, all right, continuing. Yeah, I think that's it for this book. Mm-hmm. Okay, let us move on to Craft, How to Be a Modern Witch by Gabriella Herstick. This, by the way, is the UK version hardcover. And the only reason I got it is because I wanted this particular version because it's all crystal looking. And I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but I liked this cover better. So that's the reason why I got the UK version. It's known in the United States as Inner Witch, I believe. So, Letha, the summer solstice or midsummer, June 20th to 23rd. Lap it up, baby, it's summer. Time to let go of the winter blues and step into your most beautiful, expansive self. Midsummer is the longest day of the year and the shortest night. It's also the beginning of the waning season. Today is the energetic climax of the year when the sun is at his peak. It's time to celebrate all the love we've given, all the ass we've kicked, all the work we've put in, and all we've accomplished in the past 6 months. Midsummer is when the cosmos is holding us and supporting us, when we're allowed to release anything we've been keeping in. What creative venture is waiting to burst forth? What can you continue to nurture into the next season? You guys are really, really quiet. I know you're probably taking notes and everything. Just put something into the chat. I want to make sure we're still broadcasting. Gets me very nervous when people are so quiet because sometimes I'm going on and I realize that the feed's cut and I have no idea. So let me know. I'm not screwing around with Mercury retrograde, guys. I'll keep going.
Something's never changed.
How to decorate your altar. Roses and summer flowers, red, gold, or orange candles, chalice or cauldron filled with water, bundles of red and white heather, oak and holly leaves, the Sun Tarot card. Hey, we're bringing the tarot back into it. Definitely use the Sun Tarot card as a focus right now. That's pretty easy to do. Remember, in a past episode, I talked a little bit about tarot and spell casting and how, with the tarot, you've got a 78 card deck of magic there. You don't have to just use the tarot cards for divination purposes. You can also use them to cast spells or to affirm things or to manifest things or to charm them, to be basically the vehicles for your spell work too. So keep that in mind, especially when we're talking about the Sun card. All right, people are intense. I'm glad you guys are here and taking notes. Zuri says yes. Jenny's still here. Katie's saying still good, listening away, great. And Dina, hi. Hi, listening intently, awesome, great. So yeah, I would recommend picking up this book. Again, it's called Inner Witch in the United States by Gabriella Herstick. This is the UK version. I don't know if you can still buy the UK hardcover version either, so I'm just a little magpie, folks. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to repeat that. Anyway, non-ritual ways to celebrate. I know that we had, oh gosh. One of the people that was tuning in through Instagram was asking about how to take deity out of these celebrations because they're not really deity centered for them. That's not their practice. So this is a great portion for them, whoever you were or are and watching. Non-ritual ways to celebrate. Making a bonfire, swim in the ocean or a pool, take a walk in the park, leave an offering for the fairies, drink wine in a field with lovers or friends, buy yourself flowers, wear sunny golden colors, make love, and enjoy the energetic peak of the year. Hey, I'm in favor of that. So there is a suggested ritual in here too, which I'm not going to go all the way into because, you might as well just buy the book because she's got tips for every single Sabbath in the midst of the changing seasons. So, oh, this is a good ritual, actually. So this is a rose petal spell and offering for sweet manifestations. So you'd need roses, cauldron or bowl, oils with properties that relate to what you're manifesting if you choose, herbs such as lavender, St. John's wort, sage, mint, carnelian, clear quartz, citrine, tiger's eye, and garnet. I was going to suggest carnelian. Carnelian's a really good stone to be working with for the summer solstice. Yeah. It's almost like a love me not kind of spell, but not like that. Writing, so it's basically writing what you wish to manifest on the petals. Very cool. Very, very cool. So yeah, that is, I'm sure there's way more about Letha in here, but I don't want to take up too much time. Let's look at further reading. Just turned to citrine, by the way. Citrine is also a really great stone to use right now. If you're wondering, actually, let's see, really quickly. Citrine, clear quartz can be used for anything. It's a really great all-purpose stone, which you can charge to whatever you need to use it for. Garnet, especially for like love and devotion, power and purpose. Citrine is a happy stone. It's just very happy. And rose quartz as well. Yep. Let me see here. Yeah, I think that really covers a lot of what Letha is about. And I see we do have comments in here too. So let me cover that. So Katie says, as a solitary witch, the one time of the year I do gather with some other witches is to do an ocean pool swim on the full moon or thereabout for summer celebration. There you go. There you go. Nice to hear that that's a way to celebrate summer. Absolutely. See, I have plans tomorrow to be in a hot tub, but I don't know if that's going to happen because, one, I don't know if the weather is going to cooperate. And two, even if the weather does cooperate, it might be too hot to sit in a hot tub. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I'm just going to be overheated. Like, I'm getting overheated just thinking about it right now. But a pool would be nice. Let's see. What else? What else about Letha that I can say? Actually, I can pull up. I think I can pull up our ritual, but not really give away. Perfect. Yeah, so we're going to use daisies, sun-like flowers, not necessarily sunflowers because they're humongous, but daisies or yellow and white carnations. And I think we're going to be anointing people with whatever water, blessed water we're going to be using, and we're going to be having people be anointed with those flowers and then handed those flowers. And most of the focus is really going to be very simple. I think I already said it before. Is basically what I mean when I say a thread. It's an energetic thread. Basically, the difference between trance prophecy and a thread is that trance prophecy, someone takes the chair and the spirit basically takes over. The god or the goddess inhabits that person's body and gives messages. And usually it's a larger, more energetically depleting form of trance prophecy. where you are getting the message from the gods or the goddess, whoever chooses to come through or whoever you work with, versus a thread where there's more, I guess, I wouldn't say independence, that's not the right word, but there's more mobility involved, and it's not as intense. Like somebody who's taking through a thread can walk around, can address people, and it's basically delivering messages through. So usually we will have someone take that role of the summer queen, or bring through a thread of like Sana, like usually solar deities, either gods or goddesses. And sometimes it's just a bigger concept of the sun itself, or solar energy or light, that comes through and delivers messages. And I will say, and I am taking on that ritual role for tomorrow. So usually what happens is, knowing that I'm going to be in that role, I start to get messages, because, like sometimes deity can't wait. They're just like, oh, okay, you're going to be the person. All right. I start writing things down. I'm just like, wait, we're not there yet. But I have been getting the messages of be your own sun, be your own light source. Especially after the year or the past 2 years that we've had, I feel like that's a message that's coming through pretty damn clearly right now. So that's one aspect of the ritual. Another aspect of the ritual is reminding people that there is this community here, that there are people willing to help and support and care. Having the space for people to charge their talismans, or charge something that like, or necklace or earrings or something that they wear frequently, or a divination tool, that would go onto the main altar, not only to be blessed with the energy that gets raised by the group, but also by the deity, or the thread of the deity will come over and put their hands over the altar and bless as well. So that'll get all charged up with solar energy. And I think that's it. Like I said before, like we keep our public rituals very, very simple, but powerful. And I think a part of their power is in the simplicity. Mm-hmm. What have you done? So that's something that we've done in previous years. and we're bringing that ritual, or that type of ritual, back tomorrow, because we liked it. We liked how it worked out. Everyone always told us, and we're not doing it for the praise, man. We're not. Sometimes public ritual is a part of service. Pagans give service just as much as regular churchgoers. So that gift of ritual is in service to the greater pagan community. But it's not going to be the same. We might have the same premise for the ritual tomorrow, but it's definitely not going to be the same ritual, because it's going to be different people attending. The energy is going to be different. And it's probably going to be its own beautiful ritual in and of itself as well. So I do remember from past years that the thread was very forceful a couple of years ago, and it was almost as if it was the same level of intensity as trance prophecy as it would be as if I was taking the chair, like actually sitting in a chair. So that was interesting to walk around and really not be myself, and allowing myself, and I'm a control freak, guys. I'm a control freak. Allowing myself to get out of the way and let that deity say the things that they wanted to say and do the things that they wanted to do. So very, very beautiful ritual. And I believe we brought through Sana. So if you want to look up more information about the goddess Sana, Sunna, that was something that I did a little bit of research on before I allowed that to happen, before that ritual happened, because that was just a message that I got, like, hey, I want to come through. I want to work with you. I want to work in this ritual. And so I did my research to make sure that I was not being, not taking something from a culture that's not my own, not being disrespectful, basically. Yeah. Tina says, because you're a triple hot girl summer Aries. Yeah. Pretty much. Yes, I get overheated very easily. And yet in the winter, my feet and my hands are freezing, and my husband complains. Katie says, good message about being our own sun. I really like that. Yeah, I have a feeling like that's the big message that I'm getting. And I've already spoken to my friend who's the high priestess, and I'm just like, hey, here's what I'm seeing. And that's usually how we structure our rituals is, sometimes we're not writing our own rituals. Sometimes the gods are writing them for us and saying, like, hey, I want you to do this. Hey. So I'll usually report back to her and allow her to take the lead. She is the high priestess, after all. Just because I'm a priestess in training doesn't mean that I'm the high priestess yet, or even of that group, So, and that's another lesson that I had to learn too, is learning to step back and learning what my role is and isn't currently. So, but yeah, that's kind of what we do for Letha, for summer solstice, like honoring like red, gold, orange. Some of our coveners were asking, well, I don't have red in my wardrobe. What should I wear? And just like bright. It was like bright, bright colors, whatever makes you feel good, whatever makes you feel sunny. And there is another thing that we often get asked to do. We often get asked to sing Here Comes the Sun, and also that song from Hair, from the musical Hair, Let the Sun Shine. So that's another thing that we do during summer solstice. And it starts to become its own thing, like its own mythology and its own, powerful tradition. Like in our coven, this is what we do on the summer solstice. In our coven, this is what we do on Imbolc. And it's not about being rote, and it's not about being stuck in a rut or routine. It's more about the more you do something and the more you practice something, or the more you have this tradition, the more powerful it becomes. We have a headdress that I believe my best friend made, which kind of has like sunflowers on it, and like gold braiding on it. And typically that is what whoever it is embodying Sana or the Summer Queen wears during the ritual. And it hasn't just been me. Other people have worn this crown before. And that is powerful. It's powerful. It's almost like, here, direct the energy this way. And it's also very heavy as well. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I have a feeling, not out of respect, I'm going to fling it off, or whatever, whoever comes through is going to be flinging it off, because it is quite heavy and I'm feeling this lightness. So it's not just a message about being your own sun. It's also a message of lightness, of levity. It's been a very serious year. It's been a very serious 2 years. But it can't always be like that. And sometimes you have to have that levity or you'll go crazy. You have to have that joy or you'll go crazy. So yeah. So that's the summer solstice, the Sabbath of the summer solstice. Again, other foods that you can eat during the summer solstice. Like, what do you eat during the summer? Do you eat ice pops? Do you eat watermelon? Do you eat strawberries? Do you basically, do you eat fruit that has a lot of water content in it? Like that's a summer solstice food. berries, pies, like what do you bring to a summer barbecue or a summer cookout? Like those can be your summer solstice foods, and a way of honoring this time of year as well. Any other questions? Either, specific about Letha and how I celebrate Letha, or Letha in general that I haven't answered here before we move on to the weekend forecast? Because I told you guys, gotta keep it tight. All right. Let me go ahead and hide this. I think we can go ahead and stop sharing that now, since that particular episode was recorded 4 years ago. So remember what was going on 4 years ago? I don't know. I don't know. There might have been a little panini happening, worldwide panini happening, and or starting to wind down. You know, that's the heaviness that I was referring to during that particular episode. Um, there are also like a couple of other resources that have come up since then, since I did record that 4 years ago. And yes, Stephanie was mentioning how fitting that the sun came up in our reading today. Yeah, like I didn't even remember about like, oh yeah, summer solstice, sun card of the tarot. Sun card came up in the reading. Like, yes, I am a professional tarot reader, and sometimes the connections don't connect sometimes. But my point is that I recorded or did the live stream for that 4 years ago. And since then, I believe Llewellyn came out with a Sabbat Essentials series of books. And so there is a volume for each of the Sabbats. So in book, basically it's my Sabbat series, but in book form and written by different people, but still. So you can check out Midsummer, which is by, it looks like Deborah Blake, who's an excellent author. She's done the Eclectic Witches Book of Shadows, the Little Book of Cat Magic, Little Book of Spellcraft, Everyday Witch Tarot, Everyday Witch Oracle. Very like, very very well known witchy author. So that actually came out in, oh, huh, I didn't even realize it came out earlier than the panini. I just didn't have it on my radar at the time that I was teaching the Sabbath series. So the publication date for Midsummer was May 8th of 2015. So I didn't know, but now I know. So it's called Midsummer Rituals, Recipes, and Lore for Letha by Deborah Blake. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into the chat as well, with the linky poo. So that is also something to consider as well. As for this year, I don't know what I'm doing this year for summer solstice, besides looking out the window and realizing that the sun just set now. So it is indeed the day when the day is the longest day of the year. And from this time going forward, it's going to start to get darker earlier. That is the point of the solstices. Where is our Sunna headdress? Only my bestie knows for sure. It is probably in a box full of our ritual stuff. Do we have any hot and heavy plans this weekend for celebrating the summer solstice? Not to my knowledge, but I could be absolutely wrong. Um, we also have a covenor of ours passed away a few years ago, and her birthday was this weekend. So we're not only celebrating Letha, we're also celebrating Lisa. Um, so that's kind of part and parcel and a little bit bittersweet in a way. Um, so, but yeah, that's Letha. That's the summer solstice. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to always message me or email me. If you have any recommendations or suggestions for upcoming episodes or topics that you want me to teach, I'm open to it. I want this live stream to be more regular than it has been in recent memory. I want to be able to do this live stream so that I don't have to fight with technology every single week because it's been so long since I did the live stream. So I'm very open to suggestions on, what would you like to see when I teach these Friday night workshops. Besides, the three main pillars, which is the astrology, the mid episode reading, and the weekend forecast, and then something I'm teaching, something, anything, um, different metaphysical topics, tapping as well. And if I don't know the topic, if I don't feel confident in teaching that particular topic, I will bring in an expert that does know. I would really love to get back to featuring some of the Gala Darling Method graduates, the tapping certification that I did um, in, what was that, 3 years ago now? 2022? Yes, spring of 2022 was when I got my certification. And there's so many wonderful people that are graduates of the tapping certification that they have their own spin. I'm primarily the tarot reader of the group. I'm sure other people do pull tarot cards on occasion. But as to my knowledge, I'm the only one of the graduates that combine tarot and tapping in the way that I do. Um, but there's so many different people doing different interesting things, and I want to be able to feature them all. So in the past, I've had Lizzie Aurora come on, who is a therapist. So she's amazing. I had on Meg Percy talking about human design because I find human design very fascinating. I'm a splenic manifester. If you want to know what that means, you have to look up the Human Design with Meg Percy episode, which you can easily search on the Book of Face or the Tube of You. So I want to be able to feature more graduates and be able to bring these people in front of your eyeballs because I think they're fascinating and I think they're interesting. And that, by the way, my human design is matching up people. It's almost like I'm a metaphysical matchmaker in a way where it's just like, if it's not me that you need, like as a tarot reader or a tapping practitioner or a witchcraft mentor or coach or whatever. It's just like, if it's not me, I am usually pretty good at matching you up with someone that's going to be simpatico, someone that you'll vibe with, basically. Oh, are you serious? Stephanie says I just watched The Better Sister on Prime and Jessica Biel's character did tapping in that. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch it. I think I saw that very briefly in like the trailer for it. I thought I saw her doing like this or this. I know she was tapping on her face, somewhere on her face. And she was doing it in such a way that I was just like, oh my god, is there tapping in that? Like, say less, say more. There's a couple of places like I have my eyes peeled not just for tarot in the media but also now tapping in the media. Like there was the Ortners, who are also like brother and sisters that are all like doing tapping stuff in the tapping solution, like that's kind of their business, their stuff. And I do have their book. It's excellent too. It just so happened that I vibed better with Gala and her way of tapping. But they did an interview with Zach Braff, who did, gosh, I think the name of the movie was A Good Person, and it had Florence Pugh in it and Molly Shannon as well. And they talk a little bit about tapping there. I think there's a scene in that movie about tapping, and they ended up interviewing Zach Braff because I think he was the writer director of that. And it was because he knew about tapping from somebody else or from his therapist, and he did it and he uses that. So he's somebody that uses tapping on a regular basis. And for some reason, he wanted to integrate it into his movie. So the Ortners ended up interviewing him and talking more about tapping. So if that's interesting to you, I could probably find that. Let you know about that, or you can just search tapping solution or Ortner's Zach Braff tapping, and you'll find it. I'm sure it's like I think it might have been a half an hour. I don't know. He's sitting in his car, stuck in LA traffic, doing the interview. It's hilarious. So it's just like you might as well just start tapping now. I tap the most in my car, honestly, like one handed, and then for side of hand for like the setup statements, I will tap on the steering wheel. I will like hold the steering wheel, tap, 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 hold the steering wheel, tap, tap, tap. So I have a whole system. But yeah, I'm on the lookout for tarot and tapping in the media as well. And I started to create a playlist for tarot in the media because I think Emma Watson got interviewed, and she had a tarot deck in her bag, and she said, I carry a tarot deck with me all the time. And not only, I think also Anya Taylor-Joy brings around like a whole bunch of crystals in her bag and also tarot. So I had to find the interview with her too. It's almost like this interview of like what's in your bag, and you basically dump out your bag onto the table and talk about everything that's in your bag. Like, good luck everybody if I did that. What's in your bag interview. I'm open to doing that too. What's in my tarot bag? Tarot decks. Enough crystals to choke a yak? Possibly. I mean, I'm looking at a huge crystal pillar right now, but I would probably not bring this around. Like, it's not bigger than my head, but it's quite large. I wouldn't want this, kicking around my bag. I would be afraid that I would end up like chipping it. So I would bring it in my bag if I was doing a tarot event and to set up a table. That's when I will bring my clear quartz. So, by the way, I got this from Teresa Reed at her Soulful Proprietor retreat, which is when I first met Melissa Sonova. Fun fact. Oh. What's in your bag, Fran? Beer koozies. That might be true too. It's actually funny. The other day, I was out and about, and my friend, I had a drink in my hand. I had a beer, had a beer can, and my friend like pulled out a beer cozy and gave it to me. I'm just like, I don't like. Thank you. And I'm just like, how many of they like? Do you just carry these around? And he's like, yes. Like, okay. All right, let's do the weekend forecast because I'm looking at the time and I'm realizing I did not keep it tight like a tiger tonight, especially with starting late. So let us do the weekend forecast. And like I said before, I already pulled the Citadel Oracle so that I'm not continuing to go to my two tried and trues, the Work Your Light and the Starseed Oracle, even though, I know you all like it, but it's just like, I'd like a little bit more variety in our Oracle decks. So this is the Citadel Oracle by Fen Inkwright. We did do an unboxing on this, I'm pretty damn sure. So check that out. You can search it. I love the boxes. So formerly a Liminal 11 deck, I'm pretty damn sure, now by Sterling Ethos. But it has like this magnetic closure. Pulled down this little like inset. I love the packaging on this. Beautiful. Oh, Fran has 6 beer cozies in my purse at last count. It's impressive. It's very impressive. I probably have a lot of lip glosses and perfumes. We can do that next week if you want. If you want an episode on what's in my bag, or like a short or a clip. I'm happy to do that. All right. So Citadel Oracle is also very nice feeling, but it's not shaped traditionally. It's got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octagonal shape, 8 sides. What do we need to know for this weekend besides the astrology? Besides the sun moving into Cancer? All right, we have the Founder, which is foundations and community. Interesting. I don't think I've ever pulled this one before. Okay, that's weird. I don't know who that is. Okay, I'm getting a phone call. I don't know who that is. All right, so we have what did I say? The Founder. The Founder, which is a part of the Court suit, which is about achievement and responsibility. The Founder, Foundations and Community, page 34. Okay. Okay, so here is the Founder. Here we go. The Founder, a tapestry hangs in the Great Hall, wide enough to cover the entire wall. It tells the tale of the Citadel's founding, the great battles that were fought, and the first stones that were laid. In the center is depicted the Citadel itself, a bastion of peace nestled in the landscape. Among the figures working on the walls, one humble person stands. This is the Citadel's Founder, the warrior who laid down their blade to pick up the hammer instead. To build a community, the foundations must first be laid. What sort of person must you be to best support those around you? Someone you know may be asking for help, but you may not be able to provide what they need right now. Assess whether you're the right person to assist them, and if not, work out why. What's holding you back from being the best support that you can be? Now is the time to address any unresolved feelings so that when you build that community, you can do it together. Ooh. I don't know. That's a little bit of a spicy. That feels a little spicy and pointed. It hurt my fifis a little bit. So consider the founder this weekend. Consider the community that you're building. Consider if someone's coming to you for help and you're not the best person for the job or for the task. Ask yourself why that may be. As they say in Austin Powers 3, ouch, kabibble. Feels a little bit pointed. All right, back in the box you go. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your patience. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I broadcast, and I thank you for your patience since I was late today with my tech issues. I appreciate your patience. And we will do this again next week, same bat time, same bat channel, hopefully on time next week, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, broadcasting to the Book of Face and the Tube of You, hopefully simultaneously that time around. I will figure it out. I will work on it. And yeah, until then, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Have a very wonderful, healing, regenerative summer solstice, and I will see you again next week. Bye.